So with a huge round of applause, I would like to invite upon the stage Mr. Amarinder Singh, Senior Director at Virtous, for a case study presentation, who will be speaking on the topic of no-code digital contract transformation using Agiloft. Please welcome, sir, with a huge round of applause, everyone.
Is it working now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you
Over
for
to
the
you, sir.
introduction.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Amarinder Singh, Senior Director at Virtous Digital Limited. I am into CX and Digital Transformation Division of Virtous. We are representing Agiloft here. Can you start the presentation, please? Yep. So we are representing Agiloft here. Agiloft is a US based. Move it forward and backwards. This is forward? This is forward. Forward, backward. Yeah, thank you. We are representing Agiloft, which is a US based contract lifecycle management solution, a leader in Gartner, and we are representing them in India. We are an extended arm of theirs in India. We are talking about how Agiloft is fundamentally different from other contract lifecycle management tools. It was interesting, the elite panelists, they were discussing about the situations like force majeure and pandemic, and that also increased the utilization of CLM tools like Agiloft in the last 5 years, because large organizations felt the need to understand and make sure that these kind of events are not gone unnoticed and are well taken care of. We will talk about those also during the presentation. What CLM can address? The CLM can address for you the centralization of repository of your contracts. We see that even today there are a lot of organizations who are not using any centralized repository, and they get into trouble while discussing about the contracts. They find it very difficult to find that there is a specific term in the contract also which they needed to be compliant to, and they are not able to, and consequently then it causes them losses, because the compliance, when you are not compliant, the other company can sue you. Second one is the visibility of workflow. In large organizations, it is difficult to also find out, when there are several contracts in place, who is going to sign what kind of contract. With the tools like Agiloft, we can ensure that everyone is able to see who is going to approve and when that approval will be done. So there will be turnaround time, there will be SLAs also associated with that process. Third one is, when you are not sure who is going to approve, when you urgently need certain contracts to be signed, you will have the visibility to see that a certain person in the hierarchy is the one where the contract is pending, and then you can nudge them through the system itself that we need this to be quickly signed. The most pressing issue is the templates. You will see that different departments in your organization, whether it is sales, legal, procurement, they will use their own templates. And those templates may or may not have certain mandatory clauses, and that increases the back and forth communication, approvals, rejections, and in turn it increases the time taken to sign the contract also. And due to these delays, sometimes you may even fail to sign the contract and may even lose the deal. Standard clauses. Every organization needs to have or wants to have certain clauses library with themselves, so that whenever you are creating a contract, that contract has all those terms and conditions by default. And if you need to remove anything due to any exception required, you can do that. But The default clauses should always be there. You can utilize them and you can change them based on your custom requirements as well. And there can be versioning of those. And fallbacks. Most of the times you will find that there are different companies who come back and say this is the clause we don't agree to. Then do you have any fallback clause also available? So the system will be able to address that for certain clause you can have these two types of fallback clauses also included. Why Agiloft? Why are we representing Agiloft? So what we do is we normally go to third-party reviewers and then get the review done through them to identify who are the leaders in contract lifecycle management. If you see here, we have Gartner, Forrester, and IDC. All of these are leaders in reviewing. Most of the customers, when they look for contract lifecycle management tools, they approach them and they ask them, please suggest us which solution we should go for. And we are there right at the top in the leaders quadrant. In addition, we go to G2 crowd also, wherein customers also give reference about us. And if you see implementation wise 97% and support wise, Agiloft has 92% satisfaction, wherein the average is 70 to 80%. So while a lot of companies are not using CLM today, but in next 5 years, most of them will be utilizing CLM. As I said in the previous slide, they go to Gartner, Forrester, etc. We are right at the top, and we can help organizations improve their contract lifecycle management. What does our data show? We don't only rely on the data shown by the reviewers, but we also compare by going to our customers and then checking these statements with them. How are we performing? What kind of efficiencies which we have brought in? So compliance wise, the factor of 3x operational efficiency, security wise 2x operational efficiency, and in purchasing, the leakage of revenue, we have that saving of 12% there also. We know that not all of the organizations go full throttle to implement CLM from day one, but they can start small as well. As and when their maturity level of using contract lifecycle management tool solutions increases, the ROI which is returned to them, which they get, also increases. The very first problem, as I said, accessibility. Where are my contracts? We have seen in the past that companies used to come back to us and saying, Amarinder, share the contract which we had signed last year. We gave them the CLM. Now they don't approach us because they know all their contracts which they have signed, they are at one single place, and not just with us, for all their customers. Normally this problem arises when you have hundreds or thousands of contracts and you have multiple people managing them. And they are utilizing possibly Outlook, Google Drive to maintain those contracts. And when some of the employee leaves the organization, the access to that contract also goes with that. Second most important, key term, the next level of maturity is, after having access to all the contracts, you may also want to find out what are the key terms which are very important, which can cause losses or can bring, you can say, more revenue to me. Whether there are people who are compliant, the other contractors, are they compliant to these terms or not, right? We will find that several times. Later on we realize, after re-signing the contract or renewing the contract, that a certain vendor had breached certain clauses and we did not notice. If we provide the data to the system will be able to notify that to you that this particular term is getting breached. And you will be able to identify, you may want to penalize or caution them not to do that in future. Third level of maturity is you want to author the contracts also using the solution, wherein automatic approvals or rejections based on the AI capability of the system or certain standard procedure which you have defined in the system can be done. That reduces your operational time and cost in signing the contracts. Once you achieve this level of maturity, then you think of, okay, there are people who are using Microsoft, they are using Salesforce. Can my sales team also directly create contracts requests within the system? You can integrate with those solutions as well, and you reach that level. And finally, optimization. Now this optimization, though reaching the fourth level, you have reached an optimization, the optimum level already, but with the help of AI and Gen AI in Agiloft, you can further optimize things. At the end of this presentation, I would request to showcase a video here that will be showcasing a very basic functionality of how AI can help you. That is one of the many capabilities of Agiloft. And if you want to see that in detail and you want to discuss and have a demo, you can go to our stall number 4, which is very strategically placed right next to the restroom. These are certain pain areas. We have already discussed a few. But if you see, different departments, all of them have few pain areas when it comes to contracts. Legal will say they don't have control, they waste a lot of time. Sales will say that legal team is taking a lot of time in review. Finance will say that we don't have transparency. IT will say that I don't have ample resources to take care of your contract management. And Agiloft can take care of all of them, all the problems at once. Now coming to why do we say we are fundamentally different. Our tagline is, we flex, extend and integrate like no one else. When we say flex, we are a born BPM solution, business process management solution. That means we are a low code and no code solution wherein you don't need technical people to configure the workflows for you. People who have basic understanding of using tools, like you are using Instagram, you are using Facebook. Likewise, this can be another tool which you can use to configure the workflows. And mind you, we are not scared of any complexity in your business processes because we can implement it without coding. That is the beauty of the tool. That's why we say we flex. Extend. So you want that data, since we are a cloud-based solution, though we can be an on-premise, as in on your own data center also we can be there. We can extend the solution to any other solution as well. We can integrate with others as well. Okay? And if your requirement, as it is written, square peg to a square hole. Most of the times we find that the businesses, their requirement is X and the implementation is X minus 2. But our solution, with the current solution, we can give you X plus 2 as well. Integrate. Most of the CLM solutions which we see in the market today, they are siloed. They find it very difficult to integrate with other solutions. In the next slide, I will talk about what are the capabilities of Agiloft in integration. The first panel talks about native integrations. You will see that most of these tools which are native here, you might already be using those. Outlook, MS Word, Microsoft Teams, Power BI, Salesforce, Tableau, Adobe Sign for digital signatures, or e-signer for that matter. Those are natively integrated in the solution and we don't need to put any effort. The only thing which we need to do is configure the account of those solutions within Agiloft and Agiloft's authentication in those solutions, map it, and then it starts working for you. In 2022, we launched Integration Hub, wherein more than 400 solutions are listed as the integrated solutions to us. And apart from that, if your solution which you are using it is not listed, we have third option, which is the iPaaS connectors. These are integrated platform as a service connectors, Dell Boomi, Workato, MuleSoft. If they don't have it, we have open APIs also available through which we can integrate with any solution of your choice. You'll find that there are a lot of CLM tools who cover few of these, but then we cover the entire life cycle journey of the contract's life cycle management, whether it is contract request, reviewing, negotiating, approval, e-signature, and finally analysis on those as well. Which are the most profitable contracts I have? Is there any contract which has red lines? All those details will be available to you through the analysis. Works across all your business processes, whether it is finance, procurement, legal, sales, and their sub-processes and requirements, they are all covered. As we were talking about the maturity level, whichever maturity level you are at, we can still help you. Whether you are still aggregating your contracts, or you are in the process of automating, or you want to integrate, or you want to optimize using the AI and analytics functionality. In the second last quarter of 2023, in Forrester Wave, we were listed as the leader, which is the top right corner of the quadrant. It has around 17 criteria, which includes contract lifecycle management, workflow, dashboard, reports, and everywhere we are the standout performers. These are few of our customers out of 700 global customers we have. Most of the Fortune 200 companies are using Agiloft. Now I will move on to certain case studies. The very first one is JB Hunt's, which is a transportation and logistics company in US. Their challenges were hundreds and thousands of documents, more than 25,000 contracts. They wanted to have, they had used 3 CLM tools already, but they all failed. So they were, you can say, once bitten, twice shy customer. And still we were able to win them because we, even after they evaluated 20 more CLM vendors, we were the ones who they identified that they can take care of their requirements. We integrated with Microsoft Dynamics. We enhance the efficiencies across purchasing, CRM, and contract lifecycle. And now the result is that they can now capture detailed metadata to identify and optimize the processes and other part of businesses. They have reliable forecasting for resource for agreements and improve contract visibility and accountability. Second is Jade Global, which is an IT services and consulting company. Their revenue is 219 million in 2024. Their requirement again was to automate contract execution. This requirement was slightly different. This was related to sales contracting, and their requirement related to SLAs and TATWAS events, very important. They wanted the contracts to be signed very quickly. That means they needed the reduction in time taken to execute contracts. They were using existing solution Salesforce. Their salespeople had the challenge that they were not having visibility into what is happening to their contract requests. So we integrated with Salesforce. The current status and the complete life cycle update was visible to the salespeople within Salesforce when they raised the request. And the efficiencies were going beyond the initial process. There were reminders to sales requests regarding necessary follow-ups, and they were all done automatically, not manually. So the effort from the sales people was to bring more business rather than following up with the contract team, the legal team. Now they have automated workflows and notifications. They have reliable forecasting of resources for agreements. They have improved contract visibility and accountability, and increased transparency and harmony across sales and legal team. Finally, there is Amarinder, which is a commercial insurance company. If you see these three case studies, I have given you different verticals. That means it can take care of the requirements of all types of companies. They wanted one source of truth for and during and after negotiation. They also wanted immediate accessibility to contract terms and ability to measure performance of contract terms throughout contract life cycle. With the solution, they were able to improve compliance. Earlier it was a lot less, now it became 90%. The time wastage which was required which was done by the legal team in the entire process was reduced, and they were able to quickly transfer knowledge from Agiloft team to internal resources. Though I have introduced ourselves already, but then again we are the extended arm of Agiloft in India. We are their partner in sales and implementation of Agiloft, and we have more than 250 projects and more than 100 customers in India. Thank you very much, everyone. I would request to showcase the video as well.
Hey everyone, Andy Wisher, Chief Product Officer at Agiloft here. Today's the day AI in CLM changes. We're bringing the chat phenomenon to CLM with the launch of Agiloft Combo AI. Combo AI allows users to have a conversation with their contracts using natural language. We make it super easy for all Agiloft users to get to the thing that they want in the way they're thinking about it without the use of keywords or filters. So how do we do this? Combo AI is powered by Cognizer's Genius platform that delivers a quantum leap over cumbersome and frustrating search tools for contract review, contract intelligence, and analysis. And the best part about Combo AI is that the AI is hidden. Now, why is that important? Well, let's think about it. The AI that surrounds us, we don't really know it's there. whether that's Viva Insights flagging emails in my inbox for me to follow up on, or using Shazam to identify a song from the radio, or using Picture This to diagnose a problem with a houseplant, or my smart camera alerting me when my son gets home from school. In all of these cases, the tech is hidden. I'm just focused on the experience and the outcome that I'm trying to achieve. The same is true for Convo AI. We're delivering a super simple user experience and a simple setup to enable users to get the information they want from their contracts. AI is getting a lot smarter these days. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between a human and a machine. So come and talk to us to learn how Convo AI is helping users have a conversation with their contracts.